What's up, YouTube? Brendan from Market Makers, your home for Wyckoff and Fibonacci Phi Pattern TA. Everybody, I want to say a big thank you because we have 16,000 YouTube subs now. Sweet 16. Because we hit this milestone, we're going to be doing a special event on YouTube. I'll post the announcement in YouTube so you'll see it in your feed probably tomorrow. And then I'll definitely talk about it on tomorrow's video as well. We started the room, our Discord channel, back in June 2021. Started a YouTube. We had 12 people, I believe. We had like 12 original YouTube subs. So in 7 months, we've gone from 12 to 16,000 plus. Our Discord channel now has almost 7,000 people in it, the highest conversion rate in YouTube. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Be sure to check out the video description for our Twitter as well. Okay, that handle is there. And for our Discord channel, if you do like the content that I put out there and how I teach, we do this in our room on a daily basis with a professional staff. So be on the lookout for that event. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. We're going to schedule it this week, but it'll be a couple days out. So that way you'll have some time to plan around it if you do want to see it. So I probably just gave it away. If you didn't see my video yesterday, guys, we need to talk about it really quickly. I did a 30-minute video on the NDX and SPX. In that video, I said before the market opened, I said the markets want to get bought up. They want to pump, okay? It's exactly what happened. It's not because I'm smart. It's because they are tracking perfectly to Wyckoff. And when they did that, this is all good for crypto. So whether you just say, Brendan, I'm not interested in stocks, I don't care, you should know what happens in these other marketplaces because they're all interconnected. It's the same money in both markets, and crypto is a risk-off asset. It is a high-risk asset for the traditional financial institutions because of the volatility. So as these markets reclaim some of their losses, we could see crypto get lifted back up. Again, this is very, very good thing, and the DXY drop some. But let's jump into the charts. I'll keep this short and sweet for you guys. It is Monday night. So let's go ahead and look at this. The fib time, my friends, the fib time on the daily. We're going to start here and go to the 4-hour time frame. So if you notice today's candle, it says February 1st. I think I solved this problem. So both my exchanges I use are based in Asia, and with the time difference, I think it's like 12 hours. Today, right now, is tomorrow. So it's reflecting that in the candles. But important to note, tomorrow for us, we will be impacting the fib, okay? So February 1st, we're impacting the fib, which is a potential pivot point. Now, we're going to look at this in a 4-hour time frame to see if that pivot has a bias to go up or down, but I think you guys will be pretty clear of what my bias is for price based on the pattern that's forming. So this will impact tomorrow. So the next candle could be the beginning of a new trend or a stronger trend direction. Again, fibs are pivot points potentially. So let's go ahead and look at the 4-hour time frame. All right. We started talking about this pattern a little bit last video. I want to show it to you guys here a little bit more in depth and detailed. We are tracking the Wyckoff absolutely beautifully. Here we have our selling climax candle, established our reaction here, automatic reaction, established our ceiling. These are the two trend lines for our trading range. As you can see, we did not stay here long. We had a down thrust outside of our trading range and a strong sign of strength. We exited the trading range and then held the exact trading range top as support. You see this? Exited, held it as support. Now price is doing this. Now I hear a lot of YouTubers talking about where they're going to enter their short positions, and to be, perfectly clear, as you guys know watching this channel, we don't sugarcoat any of this. There's a ton of resistance above us. A ton of resistance. We're going to get into that as well. But I want to show you what this pattern is because this is extremely bullish if there's follow through to this pattern. So a couple of simple concepts here just from basic TA principles. I'm going to turn the magnet off here. Basic TA principles. You have a low. You see this? You have a higher low. You have a higher low. Now, I've been trading this pattern for over a decade in Forex, okay? This is called a compression pattern. You see I have price time here, these prongs. This is telling you the price compression, essentially -867, -546. You want this range to keep getting tighter and tighter. Usually you get 2 to 4 waves, which the average would be 3, like an ABC correction, the magic number 3 in the market, right? We talked about that before. But I expect if we don't break through here, and it doesn't look like we have the volume right now to do that, I expect price to come back down and make yet another shallower retracement. So a retracement that will look something more like this. Maybe this is your top here, come down to something like that. You see that? Then you have your minus 867, minus 546, minus 379, and then you could potentially see your bullish momentum and break through this ceiling, because as you can see, price is struggling with this red trend line that I marked here. We're getting wicks above the trend line. We're not getting candle closes above the trend line. But I don't think it's a coincidence. If you see this, we broke above the 0.5 fib. You see that? But you're not getting a body above the above that red trend line yet. Price is consolidating, could easily come back down and retrace at a shallower level. That would be our third compression wave. If we get that bullish momentum, we can punch through here. Now, again, you're going to have instant resistance when you punch through here, because this level, that red trend line's at 38,524 here on BitGet. That 618 is at 39,604. So basically within 1,000 points, you're going to be hitting the 618. So let's do a couple of things here. First, let's look at the volatility to see if what I'm telling you is accurate. Let's see if the volatility is compressing, because this is what a volatility compression pattern does. You start making shallower waves, which means the candles are getting closer together, okay? Volatility is a measure of the separation of candles. You want them to be close together. You want your ATR to be dropping down, and that way you can get a price explosion like a coiled snake. So let's go ahead and look at our ATR. ATR is descending, and we can go ahead and mark these levels off as always. You guys can do this on your charts at home. Look for key pivot points. ATR can pivot up at any level, but historically I use recent trend, okay? So potentially something right there, and potentially down a little bit further. We can go down to this baseline down here. It just gives you an eyeball idea of where price could pivot from based on the ATR. ATR only goes one direction, it goes up, whether you're dumping or pumping, and it comes down when volatility drops. So, and we do know, as I told you before, your volume needs to be decreasing. You want to see volume drop off, ATR flatline, and price hold these key higher lows, okay? As long as it holds these key higher lows, doesn't come down past these previous higher lows, this is a volatility compression pattern, and I would expect to see price to attempt to break out under the right conditions. Now, let's look at our volatility indicators, such as the Caterpillar. Remember, this functions like Bollinger Bands. The tighter this range gets, the more likely you are going to have a big fat explosion like this, okay? This is what we're looking for, and right now that bias is to the upside based on the volatility compression pattern that we are tracking to. So you want a bottleneck like this, and it's starting to get there. You know, tomorrow being that pivot, maybe since these are 4-hour candles, maybe we get another, what, 4 to 6 candles, maybe we do see some type of pivot. You know, and the key thing is, how do we handle that resistance? That's the key thing. So let's go ahead and zoom this in some and look and see where our moving averages are now, because as you guys know, they are descending, right? As price stays down here, moving averages will be descending. We flipped some key ones, but let's go ahead and throw the 55 on here to get a starting point. We are above the 55, which means we're above the 34, which means we are above the 21, okay? So let's see where the 89 is. 89 is stabbing this candle in the side. So we are I guess technically below or at the 89, and then the last two would be the 144 and the 233. And let's go ahead and get rid of this, and let's see where these line up at. So we know what price needs to do here. Within 1,000 points almost, you're going to be impacting the 618. As you impact the 618, just forgetting about the fib patterns that I showed you, because we have multiple fib patterns along these EMAs as well, okay? So this is a uphill battle, but it can be won with big bullish candles. Big bullish candles and a volatility compression pattern, this battle can be won. So we need to see if we can take the 618, you'd be simultaneously defeating the 144. Typically, you could be back testing it, right? And then move up to the next moving average. If you continue to have bullish momentum, watch the other markets when you wake up. See if they are buying or selling in those markets, because if they are buying, I do think we could have a shallower retracement potentially tonight while I'm sleeping, and then start to see some type of explosion up. Or we could just be accumulating here for a couple of days, guys. Nothing says that price has to do anything. We don't control what it does. It's a marketplace, right? So a lot of it's going to depend on the extended markets. But people ask me, like, Brendan, where's the safe place to trade? Well, there's no safe place to trade where everybody would be a millionaire. Obviously, on each time frame, these levels are going to be different, but on the 4-hour time frame, which is a key time frame, you're looking at these EMAs, so you know you're going to be impacting resistance here, impacting resistance here, impacting resistance at the 1 fib. So some people probably that are a little bit more conservative might wait to flip some of these key moving averages, knowing that you could come up just like this, come back down, come up again, test it again, and then look what you end up forming, something like that, right? A double top, break your neckline, and you potentially descend. The key thing is to understand, to expect resistance. If you expect resistance, you can plan accordingly. You could adjust your stop losses. You could take smaller positions and pyramid up. Different strategies you can do. We talk about all this stuff in the room as well. So this is what price is starting to drop now. So I'm looking for that shallower retracement, okay? And again, another key concept is understanding when you are bearish. If this, for instance, tonight, as you guys watch this video, I go to bed or whatever, if we lose these previous higher lows, this is bearish, okay? If we come down and lose these previous higher lows and say we come back down to this box, some of these steps have to repeat themselves again to be ready for a move up. So the current market structure is very important. Keep your higher lows. If price does make its smaller retracement, pump up, hit this 144, maybe make a couple candles above it, and then does this and starts reversing, starts losing the momentum and everything that it's made. Again, potentially very bearish. So just be smart, understand what you're getting into, understand what your risk tolerance is. None of this is financial advice. This is just for educational and entertainment purposes only, of course. But just be smart and understand there is a lot of resistance above you. But if you can flip that resistance, there is a rainbow at the end of the road, okay? So that's what we're looking at, guys. Once again, really appreciate you guys viewing these videos, liking these videos. Smash the like button for me. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I saw YouTube says there's 28% of the people that watch these videos have not subscribed. So please do subscribe. It helps me out in the algorithm. Really would appreciate it. Look out for that announcement, my friends. And of course, I'm going to try to make that market update video real quick for you and go over those key marketplaces. Hope everybody has a fantastic evening. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.